We're back! We're gonna go through each contestant in order of elimination. Sierra Easton, 20th place.
Happy to see her go first. Did not like her at all.
Maybe next time you should have had the LGBT community's back. Until then, have fun being a first boot flop.
Good. Next.
The King, Tony.
Oh, I didn't like him either.
This time he was a mess. He was accusing Sandra. Sandra was like, we were talking about the crates. We were talking about the crates. The way that she dragged Tony on his way out was legendary. She goes...
Arrogant.
She goes...
It was arrogant.
And that's what you get for plotting against me. Say hi to Sierra for me and the queen stays queen. Like, what kind of legend?
She thought she was the queen.
She is the queen.
Okay.
She has 2 crowns to prove it. 17th place is Caleb.
Who's Caleb?
Bye, Felicia. Up next was the Crazy Double Tribal, which sends Malcolm packing.
Well, you know I liked Malcolm.
Yeah, no, I actually like Malcolm.
He got robbed.
And JT's such a dumbass.
Yeah.
JT goes up and whispers to...
I know, that was a mess.
Brad Culpepper tells him they're voting Sierra.
I know.
But Sierra knew on her own. She had a really good intuition. Yeah. So I thought it was going to be Sandra. So when Malcolm's name came up, I was personally relieved.
And I was personally heartbroken.
So next up, the queen stays queen.
Again, we're talking about Sandra.
And she gets revenge for Malcolm and gets rid of JT.
He was irrelevant to me.
The fact that JT is a Survivor winner is a travesty.
More than Sandra winning?
Are you really going to compare the two? Look, I actually feel sick in my heart that you even just said that. He thought Michaela was going home, and Michaela just starts to sip her tea.
I know, I saw that. She's great.
Officially, Taj won Tokentons, and that's all I have to say about that.
But Malcolm really got robbed. I just want to say that.
16th place, which is the queen, Sandra.
I just think as a human being, you don't act that way. She would step on anybody to get ahead.
You have to be able to separate the game and real life.
I can't.
I think Sandra's a wonderful human being.
Oh.
If y'all really thought that Sandra wasn't one of the best players of all time, I hope that Game Changers opened your eyes. The fact that she won this game twice and even got past the first tribal council is remarkable.
It is. You go live with Sandra. Let's see if she's as good a mother as I am.
Oh, she could never.
All right, go on next.
15th place is a very controversial one, Jeff Varner.
Where to begin?
So he pulled a very vindictive move and outed Zeke Smith as transgender on national television.
Well, first off, I have to commend, I thought the jury's handling of that situation was brilliant. Especially Sarah, when she talked, who comes from this religious small town, and when, how she talked about him and what she learned, it was beautiful. But as for Jeff Varner, what offends me the most, beyond his outing Zeke in that kind of vindictive, desperate way, is the audacity of that man to then speak for the trans community and to say, oh, they just, whatever he says, they just want to be accepted, or how dare he? He has no right after what he did. And I think Zeke was just so poised, so eloquent, and I loved all his points about wanting to be who he was. He shouldn't have been outed like that.
I agree. Nobody should ever be outed. You don't take that away from somebody. That's actually putting them at risk. LGBT people, especially the trans community, are at risk living their everyday life because they're a minority and we are an oppressed community that still does not have equal rights, But that's why, for example, me, I live my life out and proud because I want to help others feel comfortable to come out. And most of all, I want to live my truth and be accepted for who I am by the people that actually matter. I felt so sorry for Zeke. And I was so happy that people like Andrea were there because Andrea is a big ally in the LGBT community.
They were
she
all
lives
fantastic.
in New York. Ty is gay. He was out there. They were dragged him quick.
They were all fantastic.
So Ty killed it. Andrea killed it. I was so happy they were there to support him because
Sarah.
With Sarah making that point of, I grew up in an isolated environment and I was not exposed to gay and trans people, and now through my experience I'm realizing through Zeke that there's nothing wrong with being trans. I felt like that was very inspiring for people who live in middle America and for people who live in these isolated environments. With that being said, for Sarah to say how she is all for the gay community, all for trans people, and then come home and 2 months later be tweeting a pro-Trump stuff.
She did?
Yes. Saying all this pro-Trump stuff. Don't say you're an ally to the gay community because you are not. You voted for somebody who was open about wanting to oppress the LGBT community, and since being in office, he has only taken away LGBT rights, and he has only put trans children at extreme risk. So don't sit up there and say that you support transgender kids when you voted for somebody who is now risking these kids' lives. And that's all I have to say about that. Zeke, I still may not like you really that much as a Survivor player, but I respect you as a person.
I like you as a Survivor player.
And I'm proud that you took that situation and stood strong, because I think you will help future kids who will be outed. Because it's inevitable. People are assholes.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the jury stage. So, first boot was Hailey, gorgeous. What do you think of her?
Next.
Still?
Nothing.
Okay, Hailey Ford, I love you. I underestimated you in my first video. She turned it out for me this season. I loved her lines with Sandra and Kayla. She flung Caleb under that bus. She dropped the bus on top of him. I'm a Hailey Ford stan officially. Next up was Ozzy.
My favorite. Him and Kayla.
Why you say it country?
I knew the minute he did not win immunity, he was out.
You shouldn't have voted out Sandra because you need a meat shield.
Yeah.
SMH girl. I was so happy to see him and Sari work together.
Is he married?
What are you trying to do? I mean, maybe he, was open-minded.
No, stop.
However, I hated how he was trying to vouch for Brad Crust Pepper in the finale. So next is Debbie.
Debbie, I love her.
You still love her.
She's so annoying.
What
does she do in real life? Seriously.
She has like 75 different jobs.
So she probably does none of them.
I don't know, apparently she's a model.
Oh, come on, then I could be a model.
You could.
No.
You're gorgeous.
No, okay.
You're beautiful. You look like Linda Evangelista.
Oh, does she have children?
I have no idea. That'd be really scary.
Remember when she had her temper tantrum?
I trusted you and you broke my heart!
But she, her whole body was...
Oh my god, her evangel. Andrea really, flung her, and Sari too, and then Andrea was like, bye. Next up is Sierra Dawn Thomas.
I never liked her from the beginning. I didn't like that she worked with Culpepper. I thought she was arrogant. I thought she had it in the bag.
I'm here to confirm that she did ruin the season. If she never gave the legacy advantage to Sarah, then Sari would have made the final 5, and Sarah would have gone home 6, and then Sari was going to win the game. I will say, you played the game much better this season. Next up is the threat herself, Andrea.
She played hard, she played good, and they were smart to get her off.
Sari and Kayla made a big mistake voting out Andrea. Andrea was loyal to them 100%. You played a phenomenal game this season. I think if you were to make it to the end with pretty much anybody except maybe Sari, you were winning. I will not be surprised if you get a 4th chance. Next up is Kayla.
I know, I love Kayla.
That was devastating.
First of all, she got prettier through the season.
She's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. Gorgeous. She's funny. But I love how she's such a fierce competitor, and it just never worked out for her in all the competition. She just always kind of came in second. I
love Miss Michaela. Michaela and Sari's alliance. It's like the most holy thing I've ever seen. I wish Sari would have read the damn parchment. Michaela would have been in the top 6 if she had just read the rules.
I know, that was heartbreaking.
That was heartbreaking.
But it was a brilliant move on Sarah's part.
Next up, oh my god, the most devastating one of all.
Sari.
I cried real tears, did you?
No, but I did cry real tears when she finished that challenge, and that was great.
Well, that's the whole thing. What's so great about Suri is you're an inspiration. You're more than just a Survivor player. You always taught people that you can get up off your ass and you can go and you can push yourself outside of your comfort zone and you can be successful doing it. She's the only player to make the finale 3 times in Survivor history.
Wow.
She also never received a single vote this entire season. She's never won, but she's a Survivor legend. And she was winning this game if it wasn't for Sierra Dawn Thomas.
Right.
Suri, I love you. I can't wait until the day that I meet you.
No, I love her.
And she is the best player to never win, and that's the true tea. So next up is Audrey.
I like Aubrey, but, you know, she didn't really separate herself from everybody else. She didn't play it. She survived.
And the fact that she was able to make it Final 5 I thought was very impressive. And I love that she aligned with all my faves, like Suri, Kayla. Yeah. Next is Ty.
Ty. Love Ty.
I think he played a lot better the second time. He needs to make decisions on his own. No one is going to respect that game at the end. Final 3 is Sarah, Troyzan, and Brad.
Troyzan. Irrelevant. Like, seriously, irrelevant. Culpepper, I don't like him. I never liked him. I didn't like him his first season. I didn't like his wife. I don't like anything about him.
Mamaka?
Sarah, she played a great game.
She deserved it.
She deserved it.
Okay, Troyzan, boop, irrelevant. Culpepper, at the beginning, he was like trying to give it the whole heroic act, and that quickly fell apart. And literally at the final tribal council, he was wearing a potato sack and looked like he got electrocuted. No tea, no shade. Sarah, you know how I feel. I wish you didn't vote for Trump. I hope that with everything that he's done in office and all the people that he's oppressed, that you're still not a Trump supporter. I really pray, because I really want to like Sarah. She complimented us on our last video.
She did?
She actually said your mom's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
Sarah, he's not going to be bringing back coal jobs.
This was overall a great season. Make sure you hit subscribe, because you never know what kind of video is going to come out next. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @Katz. Do you want to plug anything?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Love you guys.
Bye.
And Mama, thanks for doing this.
Oh,
I love you.
I love you.